Episode 2. A Whisper in the Night. The New Yam Festival had begun in full swing. Drums echoed through the village of Nwankwo as dancers whirled under the moonlight, their bodies painted in vibrant colors, their feet stamping out ancient rhythms that connected them to their ancestors. The smell of roasting yams and spicy soups filled the air. Everywhere, laughter and joy burst forth. But for Obinna, it was a night that weighed heavily on his heart. Perched on the edge of the village, behind a tall baobab tree, Obinna watched in silence. His hands clenched tightly, nails digging into his palms. The elders had barred the OSU from participating, as they always did. Yet, here he was craving to be part of something he had never truly known. "Why do you come here when you know you are not welcome?" A voice broke through the night. Obinna spun around, startled. It was Nena, a girl from the Diala, barely a year older than him. Her braided hair shimmered in the moonlight, and her eyes were sharp with curiosity. Obinna had seen her many times, always surrounded by friends, always at the heart of the village life that felt so distant to him. "I didn't know anyone else could see me," Obinna replied, trying to mask the bitterness in his voice. Nena moved closer, her footsteps light on the earth. "Why do you let them keep you away?" she asked, tilting her head. "Isn't it your village, too?" Obinna hesitated. "You wouldn't understand," he muttered. "You're one of them. But is it fair?" Nena pressed. "If they say we are all the same now, why do they still treat you like this?" Her words caught him off guard. No one had ever spoken to him this way, not someone from the Diala. He had grown accustomed to their stares, their judgment, the way they averted their eyes when he walked by. But Nena's gaze held something different, a mix of curiosity and defiance. "I don't know," Obinna said quietly. "Maybe we aren't the same after all. Maybe the past is stronger than the present." Nena frowned. "Or maybe people just choose to hold on to it because it's easier than facing the truth." As her words lingered in the air, the village drums suddenly fell silent. A hush spread over the crowd as Nziganwa, one of the most revered elders, rose from his seat at the festival center. His voice boomed over the gathering. "Tonight, as we give thanks to the gods for the new yam harvest, let us not forget that it is tradition that binds us," Nziganwa declared. "The old ways keep us strong, and it is only through respecting the gods and our ancestors that we remain prosperous." Obinna felt a coldness grip his heart. Nziganwa's words were a reminder of the unyielding barrier between him and the rest of the village. Nena, standing beside him, crossed her arms. "Tradition," she murmured, almost to herself. But at what cost? Obinna looked at her, his mind racing. "Why do you care?" Nena turned to him, her eyes fierce. "Because change has to start somewhere." Obinna's chest tightened. For the first time, he felt the stirrings of hope. Perhaps he wasn't as alone as he had thought, but hope, he knew, could be dangerous. As the night deepened and the festival carried on without them, the two stood together in the shadows, watching the celebration that had always kept them apart. A silent bond formed, one born from the whisper of rebellion, the desire for something more than the roles they had been born into.